Kijk, there we are. We're live. Good morning, everyone. I hope we're loud and visible for everyone. Welcome to this webinar. We'll conduct this webinar in English since we're having a blended list of attendees joining us from the Benelux. So some of them are mainly in French, so we'll be addressing you today in English. Welcome to this webinar, which is hosted by TD Synnex and WorkPlaceBuddy. I'd like to welcome Sjoerd, owner and creator of WorkPlaceBuddy, as well as Laurens, our colleague from the Belgian team. And,
hi, everybody.
Good morning. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone can hear us properly. If not, please feel free to let us know. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A. If you have any remarks regarding sound or anything, use the chat. We'll try to moderate that in the meantime. This meeting will be recorded, so if you want to view the meeting afterwards, you're able to. Again, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A. During this session, we'll do some interactive polls as well. If you see the opportunity to participate, that'd be great. Let's kick it off for today, Olga.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about adopting Copilot Chat with WorkPlaceBuddy, a winning AI strategy. So, short introductions aside, we just introduced ourselves a little bit. So, Olga, the honor is yours.
Yeah, I'm Olga. I'm Copilot product specialist in TD Synnex and a huge AI fan.
Yeah.
Fan more in generative, different kind of visuals, and also, of course, Copilot. Together with Jorijn, we are doing a lot of work for adoption and for letting our partners and customers know how they can enhance their workday with AI, with the Copilot. Yeah, and we are happy about that.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's a lot of work to keep it all up. So yeah, there's a lot of new stuff coming, and we might try to go into that too much. We'll do different sessions as well, but we've been doing a lot of sessions with some of you in the past year, and yeah, AI is moving in a rapid speed. We're going from basic LLM, which is now already called a legacy LLM or old models. We're talking about world AI and agents. So there's an entire shift in what type of foundational models they're creating. Lots of news, lots of fun to go through, but that's not the time and place for today. What we are going to do today with you is walk through a few things. So we're going to talk about the era of Copilot. So where do we come from? Where do we stand? Olga will explain that to you in a minute. We'll talk about strategy. We'll also mention Copilot Chat, obviously Copilot Chat, because it's for most of us, it's maybe you know about it, but it's a free version, which is always nice, especially for my Dutch attendees. When we hear the word free, it's always like, yes, free is good thing.
So Dutch also happy about
that's true. Okay, so let's not. Okay, so let's not generalize it, but in general, you know, I mean, a lot of people regard the Dutch as cheap. Well, that's maybe not the best, but that's just, you know, that's how they perceive us sometimes. So, you know, that's good to know. So we'll be diving into Copilot Chat, and then as well, we'll have a short intro into adoption. What do we think about adoption? But before we kick it off, I'm really, really anxious to know what type of AI tools you guys are using. I'm just launching a poll there. Which you guys can fill out. Just fill out the types of AI tools you guys are using. I'm really curious to know what type of public we have, what kind of tools you guys are using yourself. Myself, I'm using a lot of different AI tools. I'm a huge fan of Claude, Anthropic as a vendor. Claude is an incredible AI tool to use, especially with Claude Coworker, which has been recently published into Copilot 365, which is huge, and I really love that. But it's a real crazy tool to use. I think you use Sora too as well. Video editing.
No, I don't use Sora. I use another tool, but I'm looking forward to when Sora is going to come to Copilot, to Microsoft environment, because it's proven to be a really powerful video creative,
exactly,
video generative tool. Yeah, so I'm curious. I would like to test that. So.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's really cool. But so there's a lot of tools, and so there's a lot of purposes for those tools as well. So not every tool will work for the right thing to do. So if you are using different tools, please try and test everything, because it's really cool to do that, and also it helps you to help your customers to perceive stuff the right way, right? So Copilot is in usage different than OpenAI's ChatGPT. So there's a lot of different angles to look at in those tools, but it's really cool to just go through them and see what's going on there. So yeah, really curious to what you guys are using. I see a lot of results already, and I'm seeing Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, Grok. I haven't seen
Power
all yet.
Automate.
Power Automate. Yeah, well, that's it.
Very awesome.
Formal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
absolutely. So yeah, that's cool. Thanks so much for replying, guys. Really appreciate that. So Olga,
Yeah.
well, we step into something new, I guess.
Yeah, I think we already stepped in something new a long time ago. Frankly speaking, yeah, the last 3 years, I guess we were busy. We were exploring the possibilities of generative AI, of ChatGPT, copilots, and everything. And we can agree already, I think, that AI is not anymore a hype. This is a real thing. This is a revolution that happened to us now, and it's not gonna go anywhere. And the most important thing that is, yeah, we all see that it's growing and developing at a rapid speed. Like Urian just mentioned, I personally follow a lot of news about AI, and it's not possible even to keep up with the news because every day someone else leading. So today is Anthropic release a new model, and they are on the charts. This best performing model. Tomorrow, ChatGPT releasing, and so it's going up and down, and it's difficult to yeah, really keep up with it. It's like what do I need to use? Where I need to go? Should I be in hurry, or should I stay, or should I just close my eyes and don't think about this because it's too much, too much?
Well, that's true. You know, there's a lot of buzz going on about AI, and especially if you look at, we were giving sessions like a month ago, and we're saying, yeah, ChatGPT 5 is new. Then we got 5.1, 5.2, and already we're at 5.4.
Yeah, and
yesterday 5.5 was already so
5.5 yesterday. No, you're right. Yesterday was like, oh, it's a 5.4 GPT model, and I'm like 5.4. It's like, why did I just woke up or what? Like I remember it was 5.2 or something. That's like already
it's moving in great speeds. But the thing is about all these different models, they all have different jobs to do, right? So you can choose what type of model you want to use, and depending on the job you want to do or the action you want to take, you can choose a different model. So that's actually really cool. But back to you, Olga. So if we look at the era of copilots, which we are in right now, tell us more about that.
Well, what I can tell that it's not just happened 2 years ago. All of a sudden, out of the blue, that we jumped into the era of copilots. It began a really long time ago in the 50s with Alan Turing, your favorite guy.
Yep.
This is considered he's considered as the father of AI, of theoretical computer science. So yeah, he's famous mostly for cracking the Enigma code and setting the Turing test, the test that help me please
Turing test
differentiate.
It challenges whether or not something is reasoning on its own, yes or no.
Yes. Yeah. And at this moment, I think what is going on with this test at the moment? Do you know, like is AI beating humans?
At certain levels, yes. So if you look at, for instance, at one of the older models they created early on, actually, it was a chess computer, right?
Yes.
And that was able to calculate thousands of moves in advance.
Yeah.
So even Garry Kasparov, which is one of the greats in chess, had no chance of beating this computer. And he said, sure, this is something to worry about because I don't know how to beat the computer. But what if I would start using this computer to help me evolve? So he started looking at it from a different perspective, right? So at first he was beaten by the computer.
Adopting.
Yeah, he was actually adopting. And that was in an early stage. And we're talking about, I think, 80s, something 80s, 90s, around that time. So it's been a while. Yeah.
So yeah, like while early AI efforts in the 50s were largely theoretical, the real breakthrough came in the 80s, 70s with the coming of personal computing. So IBM began with the huge machines that took the complete room, and they were super big, super expensive. They used a lot of energy, and were mainly used for calculating things. So what is huge something that used just a simple calculation, maybe not that simple, but in 70s, the Bill Gates, Apple, they were leading this transformation, going to the personal computers, and Bill Gates great bold idea that we all gonna have a computer at home and at work, and maybe not even one. At this moment, I have three. I have three. I don't know why, one for work and two for
personal use.
So meanwhile the computers became smaller, cheaper. There was also introduced the chip, the Intel. How do you call this small things inside of the computer? I forgot the English word.
You mean the chips?
Chips.
Okay.
Chips, not these chips. So that was not a really first step, but just another step to the technological development. So the 89. World Wide Web, internet was invented, and that's changed actually a lot. That changed how we consume, how we look for information. That made possible online businesses, that made possible all social media. And then it was a huge .com boom when a lot of online companies were growing. So online businesses, so that changed business and approach to business and approach to information forever. In the early 20s, cloud computing rise, and the Salesforce began with the software as a service, and Microsoft with Azure and Office 365. And this environment was crucial for the next step, for the AI. So this kind of data environments that now AI consuming a lot of data. So that was another step. So every step was a kind of leading us to the present moment. So here we are in 2022. Sam Altman launched the website, and that's changed forever what is going on now, because in 2 months it got 100 million subscribers, users. And for comparison, YouTube got 100 millions in 4 years. So that's crazy.
Yeah, the rate of usage is incredible.
Yeah, and today I was while I was driving to office, I was listening to podcast that now technological revolution is 10 times faster than it used to be. So now I don't know how we're going to manage that.
Well, I think that's one of the issues that we actually have. So I think it's a good thing that we're here today to talk about how to get a good adoption on everything regarding AI, because AI is not done yet, right? So there's still a lot of development going on, a lot of new stuff being created. What was new yesterday is common today, or even old, maybe at some point. So that requires us to
adapt fast,
look at how we can do things as well. So I think that's one of the many things. Yeah. Absolutely.
So about the future, then what we can expect in the future is a sort of predictions, and it remains to be seen what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
But the only one thing we know that something is going to happen definitely. So basically, one of the interesting prediction that by 2030, which is in 4 years, by the way, this is not like. It sounds like really far away.
Yeah, it still sounds
Somewhere not in my lifetime. But it's like in 4 years, there are expectations that third of the jobs will be only done by the humans, and 30%, 1/3 is going to be reserved for the AI and technologies. And the rest is going to be collaboration of machines and the people. So if it's going to be true or not, we don't know. But what we see now is that we tend to work more and engage and collaborate more with AI, with different kind of helpers, personal assistants. I think everybody can agree that I don't know, everyone in my circle use different kind of AI tools.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
On a different kind of scale, but some of just a little bit, maybe some Googling something, not Googling, but AI in something, GPT in something, copiloting. Some people are, doing more complex stuff like Ryan building agents and or me creating videos with the help of AI. So I think everybody can find in this artificial intelligence can find something that can help him to enhance skills. Let's say so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do agree. I think if you look at the current developments, they're focusing on three different areas. So we're looking in terms of AI, we're looking at the regular LLMs, so the ones we're using right now. So the chat versions, so to speak, so the large language models. Then they're also looking into world models, which is a different way of approaching it. It's mainly done by the former CTO of OpenAI. It's a French guy. He's actually started up a new company, and he's looking at everything that is around you. So that's a different way of perceiving with an AI. So instead of looking at text, it's looking at the environment. So your own environment where it's in. So it's registering everything what is being used. You can imagine this if you look at, for instance, some of you might know this. If you drive an electric car, for instance, a Tesla or one other model, you've got these 360 cameras, right? Mm-hmm. Which perceives the outer world in terms of, well, the same way has been used to train those kind of models. So it has a knowledge of the environment. So it understands how stuff moves. That is a different way of using AI, which allows you to train different models. And then you've got the machine AI, which is a different thing altogether again, which is mainly used, that's a third movement actually, which is used now for optimizing larger processes within, for instance, factories. So, there's three things to look at. So that's a lot of work, actually, what's been done.
But coming back to the what's going to happen to the companies, for example, with the AIs, that just the more and more processes will be automated with the agents, we're expecting VR. Like I'm myself sitting and expecting something gonna happen. Yeah, we are expecting that it's going to be the teams going to be formed with the agents. They're gonna perform the automations, the work, and the human is going to be just controlling, leading this work. Yeah. And by 2017, some expecting the artificial superintelligence. We expected that in 2025. Yeah. We were expecting it 2026. So anytime soon we're expecting superintelligence. And then
there's a lot of talk about it, but there's you've got critics, you've got enthusiasts, and they are divided in opinion. But let's see where it takes us. But for now, let's just see what is important. So why do we want to talk about this AI and how to perceive it, and also how to do adoption on it?
Yeah, why do we want to talk about this? That because it's unstoppable. And what we see now with the different kind of researches, and also on our own experience with the inspiration session and questions to a lot of people, do you use AI? How do you use AI? And it's was this numbers do you see on the screen? That's 75% of people using AI at the work, and this is true. And so the question is here: if people are using something, what are they using? What kind of tools they are using? Yep. Is this something that company approved and protects the data and everything, or people are just bringing their own devices, or they just going in unattended external AI sources and doing who knows what was the company information? Because let's face the thing that I think also everybody knows that a lot of employees, they don't really care about your company's data. So the people just want to do the task. They want something that make their life easier. Yeah. So if there is something that can help them to do the job faster or easier, they're going to do this. So they're going to use ChatGPT, a free version, and they're gonna throw their, like, for example, financial data to just get some insights or something. And then, we all know what's gonna happen to the data. Data is gonna go.
There we go, breaches and all going on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. There's a lot to say, you know, and I know for a fact that most of our audience know this, and it's their job, and that's what they do on a daily basis to secure environments, make sure everyone has the right policies. So I think for our audience, it's clear, but I also think that it's important to understand why you should use Copilot for a work-related way of working, and we can use other tools when you're doing it private, for instance. I think the main difference is that Copilot is within Microsoft Stack and is also secure. So I think that's a good thing to know, even for the free version. So even if you use the free version, that's still secure. So that's a good thing to know. Yeah, absolutely. Which brings us to our next topic, which is, what is your AI strategy? So let me just throw it out there and let me kick in another poll. Do you have an AI strategy internally as a reseller? Do you assist your partners, customers on this? So, you know, just so we have a bit of an idea, or you're working on it, that could be as well. But yeah. So I'm very curious to know why. And the reason we're asking, what do you have an internal AI strategy? I think that our premise is that once you are a AI strategist, you can assist your customers in creating an AI strategy. And why is this important? Because when we look at strategy, we look at a lot of different things, right? So when we look at the three essentials Microsoft is giving us for Copilot success in general, we talk about three topics, which is leadership, human change, that's the easiest one, of course, and listening to the customers. Thank you very much, Fritz. That's absolutely true. And technical readiness. It starts with the ask. So I'll get back to that in a minute. But it starts with the question, what do you do as a leader to embrace the usage of AI, or to strategize what you want to do with AI? So does that hold up within your company? Are you the first primary user? So if you are, as a reseller in IT with Microsoft, if you do not have an AI strategy, it's imperative for you to create one, or to set one up. So you know what you're doing internally, but also how you want to position this with your customers and what you can deliver in terms of AI, but also security and strategy. So if we look at the most easy one, of course, obviously, that's why Sjoerd is here. Human change, right, Sjoerd? That's the easiest one to do. So I mean, there's nothing easier for us to change everything we did and start doing something completely new, or a new way of thinking, because we're not stuck to our own principles, right? I mean, that's the easiest one. So human change is something that's really important to embrace. And I think one of the ways to do this is to set up a work group, or AI council, as Microsoft would like to call it. Well, let's just call it a work group, because that's basically what it is. And you get a number of people from your company, from different units, and ask them, what's your problem? Why are you going against? And see how that works. And then the third, and obviously that's where you guys all come in, technical readiness. You know what's going on with your customer, right? You know what's possible, what kind of infrastructure there is, what kind of machines they have, what is on-prem, what is in the cloud, and you know what the best way is to approach this and to get them going. Well, needless to say that this is important for your customers, but also if you want to be your own customer zero, you need to have this in terms of your AI strategy, obviously. So these are the three ingredients. And if we look at what kind of value drivers do we see there, well, obviously we start with organization and culture. Right? Organization and culture is the driver you use to attach your own employees, but also to take them in account and take them with you in this entire journey. So that's one way. So what's the culture within your organization? How do people perceive these new AI tactics? Is it actually helping them, or is it frustrating them? Perhaps, who knows? And how does your AI strategy align with your business strategy? Yeah, we do actually have some parts about WorkIQ, but that's for a different webinar. Actually, we will be hosting soon one about specifically WorkIQ and the agentic framework. So that is not for this, but let's meet up and see what we can do there, because we do have specific cases about that. So that's for a different time and place, perhaps. But yes, we do have that, Sian. Thank you for asking. So if we look at yeah, definitely. So if we look at the business strategy, does your business strategy does it align with your AI strategy, and how does that work together? And does that help you improve your own business? Also, what kind of applied AI experience in that maybe hands into what Sian just asked? How does your AI applied experience work with your strategy and everything you want to do? Then your AI governance. What type of possibilities are there, but also what kind of rules and regulations are there you need to uphold? So be sure to check that as well, because there is AI Act already active since August 24, and they will renew every August, every following year. So the next update will be August this year, obviously, and they will expand that law in terms of what we need to do as a provider, but also as a reseller, in terms of what are our responsibilities with AI when we are publishing it with a company or with a customer. And then, of course, technology strategy. How does AI fit into your own technology strategy, but also how do you use that in terms of strategy towards your customers? So how do you explain the value or the ROI for AI on your strategy? Well, if we look at the drive of human change, so just to just steal a little bit of the thing Sjoerd's going to tell us. If we are using human change, the best way is to do that bottom up, not top down. So if you are in discussion with your colleagues, use them to get info what they need to do. What would they like to see changed in certain processes? How do they perceive AI? How do they think that it can help them in their work, in their day-to-day work? That's one of the things that's really important. So, but what every number shows is, or what every study shows, is that every employee that has done adoption, has done training, has been involved in the AI strategy, is 7 times more productive and 7 times more equipped to use AI properly. So that's a good thing to do. Well, if we look at strategy in that way, we also look at strategy in a different way. Let me just get my next slide on. So if we look at strategy in terms of a triangle: people, process, and technology, it starts with people, right? If you want to change something, start with your people. Start asking them, what do you need? So what are the questions we're going to ask? We're going to ask them, why, what, where? You know, the regular ones you always use when you're asking open questions. Once you get the answer, assess what you get. So note everything down, create a list, prioritize the list, and see what you can do. Align with each other. How do we do this in a process? How are we going to perceive this? And also, what type of technology do we need to do this? You know this as a reseller, but your customers don't. So help them in the way. So tell them this every time it's about people, process, and technology. So every time you are in the strategy meetings, make sure it's about these 3 topics: people, process, and technology. And use the 3 main themes: ask, assess, and align, and eventually, obviously, action. So you go into action and you make sure to get it done. So once you are there, then there's an important thing. How do we start helping people to experience Copilot and adoption and using it in day-to-day work? Well, Olga, how do we use that? Well, you do know. It's for turning on Copilot chat, obviously.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like Microsoft has a lot of Copilots, but we're not going to touch this topic at the moment. I think, yeah, probably like you already know that. What I want to talk is Copilot chat. This is I wanted to say gratis chat modus. Yeah, it is a free, free tool inside of the Microsoft environment, the free chat that resembles, maybe for someone it's going to be easier, that resembles any chat, AI chat that you can find out there. But what is the, can you go on the next slides? Actually, we just, I'm already further. what I was talking about, I forgot.
The free version of Copilot.
Free version of
Yep.
Copilot. So yeah, like the Microsoft vision is that everybody's gonna have the personal assistant. Every user has Copilot, and businesses will gonna have an agent. And since it's again, it's really difficult to understand what do you need to use. Begin simple with Copilot Chat. Free tool in a Microsoft environment that is gonna just start your journey in knowing what is possible with Copilot and AI in general, and help you transform your daily life.
Yep.
Can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, so this is a simple comparison of Copilot Chat and Copilot for Business for Copilot 365. So one is with a licensed one, and another one is free. And the main difference is the next slide, please, is that so the Copilot 365, it has chat, it has it's integrated in all your 365 apps. It has an agent, so it's possible to build agents. It's also having control systems and analytics. And Copilot Chat is not integrated in your environment, but it is protected by security. So it's secured.
Yep, it is.
Yeah,
it still is. Yep, even if it's a free one. Yeah.
If you go further to the one more slide. So why do you need to have Copilot Chat? Why do you need it? It's by default is disabled, right? Yeah. In Europe it's disabled. So if you want to use it, you need to enable it. And why do you need to do this again? Because you already have it. It's free. It's inside of your tenant. So it has enterprise grade security. It's protected. Your data is safe. Your data is not used to train the model. You don't need to copy paste. It's already there. You just use it, and it's free.
Yep.
Right.
It is, which is always good.
So you can find it in any app, in most of the apps. In Teams, PowerPoint, Excel,
just look for the Copilot logo in the top, mainly of your apps. Yeah.
Yes, and then actually the next slide is how you can enable Copilot Chat. It's super simple in the admin center. It's just a simple instruction. So just go to the settings and select Pin Microsoft Copilot Chat, and then it's going to be enabled, and you have a pretty powerful tool.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we will share these slides afterwards. So if you want to have a look at how this works, we will send all the slides to you as well. So you can look at them after the meeting. We'll send them to you in the mail. So be sure to enable this. And the reason that it's disabled, because European law prohibits us from automatically turning on Copilot Chat, even though it is free and it's still safe within the tenant of the customer, it's not allowed. So you need to be sure to ask your customer, is it okay to turn it on? And if they say yes, you can turn it on. And so it's basically what the law states. It's what it is. If we look into adoption, I think we have a few things. This is me in my math lab. Not really, no. It's in my cloud lab, but it looks the same. So when me and my colleague created this image, we were like, well, depends on how you explain this, but let's go for a cloud lab, right? So what we offer you in terms of adoption from TD SYNNEX point of view, we have a cloud lab experience. What is that, you ask? Well, Cloud Lab experience is actually really simple, and it is a demo environment in which you can train your own customer in how to use Copilot. You can do that for Copilot for 365. You can do that for Copilot agents. We have multiple demo environments you can use for free. Again, for free, which is a good thing. If you want to use something like that, let us know. We'll get in contact with you, and we'll get you through every registration to be able to offer this experience to your customers. Also, what we do from a European standpoint is we help you create a proposition. So if you don't have one yet, we can help you get there. So how do you know what data is used by Microsoft and what not? Well, Fritz, that's a good question. Microsoft doesn't use your data. That's the simple answer. So to train a model, you can train your own model inside the Copilot environment you have within your tenant. Microsoft will not use that data to train their model. They train their own models. They provision us with those models, but they will not use your data to train models. That's simply something they won't do. That's one of the statements they have. As one of the 7 guidelines they have for their own ethical guidelines for Copilot. So if we look at the proposition builder, what do? We help you create a proposition. So in this, we help you set up a logic license plan to get to your customers from Microsoft. We look at, obviously, something to use for adoption, which we'll jump in a minute. And then also what we do is we have Academy, which we have our own Academy, which helps you certify. If you're not certified yet, reach out to us, let us help you, and we'll get you into a fast track for specific certification if need be. Well, that being said, that's a short intro into our own adoption. Well, we try to bridge the gap, obviously. When bridging the gap, well, if you are an individual, you are an MSP, you have how many people do you have? 20, 25, 50, 100? You're not scalable as an individual. So how are you going to train the masses? Well, you see this picture. There's a lot of people waiting across the bridge, right? And it's a wobbly bridge. It's one that is really scary to take. So how do we use this to get to adoption? Well, if we need to train every single customer every single day, that's not going to work, right? So to get to the point that we're actually bridging the gap, I would like to introduce you to WorkPlaceBuddy. And Sjoerd, this is your cue. I'm stepping up. So please take the floor.
All right, I will share my slides. Let me know if you see them. I'm probably still loading. This is a fake loading message, by the way. I made it myself, just to select the right slide.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's
nice,
cool.
nice team.
Yeah. I had a small pizza logo in the Dutch version, but that's
funny.
and it said verwachten. Anyway, hi there, everybody, and thanks for being here. So my name is Sjoerd, founder of WorkPlaceBuddy, ex-adoption consultant at Microsoft. So I used to design the adoption proposition of Microsoft and help customers to make the most out of Microsoft 365. But also I experienced how hard it was to help customers drive adoption at scale, to reach out to everybody, and also to basically keep in mind all the differences, all the different people that are there. Everybody wants to learn in a different way. For example, I was giving this traditional classroom training myself to a local government, and I think there were like 25 people in the room out of 1,500, by the way. And for 10 people, it was too easy. For 10 people, it was too hard. For 2 people, they were just not interested in at all. And for 3 people, it was spot on. But the biggest issue also actually was the fact that after this training, everything changed again. So we could start from scratch again. So that was for me one of the reasons to start with something that eventually has turned out into WorkPlaceBuddy, the digital adoption platform for Copilot and the rest of Microsoft 365, and optionally your specific topics. So that's what I'm going to present. If there are any questions, feel free to share that in the chat. I think we've got 20 minutes left, so I will speed up a little bit. And Jorijn, you will let me know if you see any questions that I should answer right away. And if we do not manage to answer questions right away, we'll get back to you to answer your question. So first of all, let me get a sip. So there are many things that you can do with Copilot, and every day new functionality gets added. But this is how people respond. Literally, we've heard someone saying, all right, so this is like a search engine, or yeah, okay, it's amazing, but let me focus on my work and I will hear when it's meaningful for my colleagues, and then I might consider using it as well. That's the majority of people that we speak. Not everybody is in this ecosystem like you and me. And that's what we see with the adaptability curve as well. Basically, there's only so much we can adapt to. as a human being. But technology features are added more and more every day, and that speed of introductions is increasing as well. So currently we're at this gap where there's more functionality added every day, and more that we can absorb. So it's becoming more and more important to also select what's relevant, because there's simply too much. Yeah, so organizations have goals, and it could be the introduction of Copilot, but for many other organizations, it's just the transition to the cloud and other steps that need to be taken before you're going to make the transition to AI. And no matter where you are, people just don't follow along automatically, and that puts your goals at risk. So you, as an organization, you have a goal to go to the cloud, use Microsoft 365, onboard your colleagues, use Copilot. But people don't adopt automatically. And as I said, and as I experienced myself, you want to do something about that. But with traditional adoption, that's pretty hard, because how can you reach out to everyone and keep reaching them? Because change is continuous. And as I just said with this classroom example, how do you deal with all the different needs? Everybody has different needs, but also preferences, and digital skills are different for each individual user, and interests. And maybe the most important reason, how do you handle innovations that keep coming up? It never stops. Well, luckily, there is something, which is WorkPlaceBuddy. Who would have expected that? It's a service through a Teams app. So it's not just a Teams app. There's actually people behind it checking what's going on, defining interventions to keep the right audiences on the right track. I will dive into that later on. But let's first focus a little bit on the app, because it is a Teams app after all. If you open the app, the first tab you will see is the Learn tab. And there you'll see in this version, there's also a generic version on Microsoft 365, but by default with TDS, we have this Copilot version that puts the Copilot learnings on top of the screen, but a little below that, you also see the most popular learnings in your organization. That could be Excel learnings as well. Every learning that we create ourselves is 2 to 4 minutes. Finishing a learning influences your profile, which influences the suggestions that we have for you. So this learning screen is constantly evolving. That's, I think, pretty important to remember. So that makes us very dynamic. We don't explain Teams, we explain Teams channels. We don't explain Copilot, we explain the top 3 prompts for specific processes. So we make it small and relevant. If you go to chat, you'll see a possibility to ask questions. Obviously, here we're also using GPT, just like Microsoft does, in a boxed version. So again, here as well, your content isn't going anywhere. Your input isn't going anywhere. It's only used to find the right answer to the question. Nice addition we've created is that we have subtitles for all our videos. And this large language model searches in these subtitles as well. So it could be the case that you ask a question, then it says, well, this is the answer. This is how you share files in OneDrive. By the way, here's a nice video that you should really watch. And then a video is suggested that we've created ourselves. Very important. I'm constantly emphasizing that we created ourselves, because we know what the market wants. It's not an American video by a certain company just saying that it's amazing, it's amazing. No, we're just realistic and here to explain what you want to hear, because we understand that using the computer is not your hobby per se. In our app, if you go to the Goals tab, you also see the badges that you can finish, which is a nice gamification feature, but also very handy comes in very handy if you want to do certain communication with your customer, like, hey, it's the Copilot introduction month. We're going to focus on the Copilot badge, for example. So it really helps us to make a package of learnings that are relevant if you want to realize a certain stage, for example. There's also a leaderboard, which is through opt-in, so you're not automatically joining it. If you go to organization, you see the learnings that your organization, the customer, has added themselves. So we want to democratize learning videos, basically. So we're enabling users to share their knowledge with their colleagues. Right now, you can upload videos. In a couple of months, there will be a recording button. So you can immediately record your videos from our app. So that's going to be pretty cool. There's also a buddies tab. So people who are willing to help their colleagues can become a buddy and can become visible in our app. But again, that's optional. We don't want to force things. And on the profile, you can let us know who you are and what your interests are, so we are better able to give the suggestions that match your needs. But we also do some proactive guidance. So if you're in your workplace and you've got WorkPlaceBuddy installed, somewhere between day 1 and day 3, we will say, hey, welcome to WorkPlaceBuddy. Could I please guide you? And there we will introduce ourselves, letting you know that we're not here to bother you, but to help you. And we can best help you by understanding a little bit of who you are. So we want to ask a couple of questions on how you do your work and where are your interests. Basically, the stuff that's under profile, but now we ask it proactively. If you are willing to help us with that, or basically also yourself, we ask a couple of questions, like how do you do your work? Do you work together? Do you obtain a lot of meetings? Stuff like that. And that gives us an idea of who you are and what your interests are. And you as a partner can also see in portal.workplacebuddy.com the statistics of your customer.
Short, got a question from
yeah.
Short. So he's asking, so WorkPlaceBuddy is like a modern enterprise Clippy for Teams.
yeah. Well, at least he added the word modern, so that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I was going for more sophisticated, I think, but okay. Yeah, we'll roll with it. Yeah.
There's one addition that I would like to create, which is we don't create an app and leave it with it. It's a service. So we're actually behind it, updating the content every other week and defining interventions, which is called waves. So that makes it a service as well. So that's important to emphasize. But yes, the comparison is okay with me. It's fine as long as it's more modern.
Yeah, it was Copilot was also like compared to the Clippy, so.
Yeah, true. So, and if you want to ask questions, it can be done in our app, but most people do not wonder what is possible with Microsoft 365 and Copilot, unfortunately. I think our biggest USP is the fact that we can be proactive based on your consent, by the way. So we know whom to target and who not. And I think that's our biggest USP. And the fact that the learning journey, bridging it back to my storyline, is tailored to your specific needs. So based on the answers that you've provided in the scan, but also by the learnings that you've actually finished, because that's influencing your profile, which is influencing the suggestions that we have for you. The badges, I've already stated. But most importantly is the waves. So what's a wave? Basically, a campaign, a proactive campaign with messages spread over time. So what we do is all people actually check how our software is being used. What do people think is interesting? What buttons do they press? What learnings do they open? When do they leave? On what precise second do they leave a certain video? And that gives us a better understanding of the interventions that we need to create. Hey, everybody is interested in the basics, not of Copilot, but of prompting. So maybe for this specific target audience, we should make a video explaining how you can become a better prompter, or what is prompting at all. So we create that video along with messages and user choices, so you can also choose your own direction, and we proactively activate that to specific target audiences that we identify spread over all of our customers. If you're in that target audience, then you could receive a message if you're on green available in Teams, like, hey, here's Debbie, and she wants to explain what Copilot could mean for you. Again, video 3 minutes explaining, hey, this is what's in it for you, and these are my favorite tips. Then we give you the decision. Would you like to proceed? No, not at all. Would you like to have pro tips because you're already an expert? Or would you like to receive the basics? Well, that's fine. We can then give you that information right away, or we can basically plan a content drip, spread over time certain messages on this particular topic. Many other things that we do, but this is how we basically realize adoption in an accessible, scalable, and continuous way. We start with the onboarding, getting to know you a little bit better, explaining that we're here to help you, not to bother you, and explaining what's the most relevant stuff in your digital workplace. With this profiling, we can send proactive waves that we define for you. We can create custom waves for you as well, by the way. And we can work with badges, leaderboards, tailored content, as I said. And you can also upload or basically announce your own webinars and make them visible in our app as well. So we can work together to make the best customer experience together. Best news is, you can believe or not my stories here, you can also try it out. So if you go to sorry,
I tried.
Oh, we're still trying.
I will still try it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you can create your partner portal for free, and with that partner portal you can create environments for you yourself and your customers for free. It's free for you at least until July, depending on our joint go-to-market. We might extend it, and it's free for all customers for 2 months. So let's just try it. It couldn't hurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would absolutely emphasize that everyone needs to change. Just try it out for yourself internally, see the benefits, and then you can offer it to all your customers 2 months for free, which is incredible. Yeah.
So that's amazing. Most people are positive. I'm very curious to the person who said no. Please reach out to me individually so I can learn. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, I think that is the Clippy guy.
The Clippy guy.
Well, at least we have the same first name, so that's
possibility. Yeah.
So finishing off with the last steps, please discover the benefits. We've got a website, we've got nice content. You've got an account manager at TDS who can share with you the most important information. Reach out to us, but just create your partner portal. It's free, and there you can create environments for you and your customers. Please inform your customers, because it's a chance, because it's free, doesn't cost, doesn't hurt. And it's really easy to activate it for your customers. Do you have larger customers who want more, who want their own content, who want configuration, who want the chatbot to say different things? We can help. We can train you as a partner to do this for your customers, or we can do it for your customers, whatever you'd prefer. That would be it. Thank you so much.
Well, that's great, guys. So all in all, I think if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out. I do have one last question for everyone else, which is basically, if you guys are in need of assistance, let me share the last poll with you. And we will send you all the info as well afterwards. So be sure to ask if you need any assistance on AI and WorkPlaceBuddy. If you want to have a personal contact, just click on the "Yes, please help me" button, and be sure to be contacted. So if you have any questions, we will send you everything in the mail. So we will send you the slides. We'll send you all the details and all the links for you to use and to fill out. So if you need any else, just feel free to pitch. See if there's any questions remaining.
No.
I saw one question from Sian regarding SharePoint. I'll be sure to contact you about that, Sian. So yeah, I would like to thank everyone for joining. If there's any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. Please do. Also, please reach out to our Belgian colleague Laurens if it's about Belgian customers, but Belgian partners. If you have any questions regarding AI, WorkPlaceBuddy, adoption strategies, AI strategies, please let us know. I want to thank you for joining us today, and I wish you guys all have the best day for the remaining of the day. Thanks so much.
Yes, thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And we're off.